Hello everyone, welcome to 52 Weeks of Startup, the growth journal of a social entrepreneur. I'm Shengyuan Hu. So I've recently joined the Dan Sullivan's StrategicCoach program, and part of the onboarding process has been that we all get sent a bunch of books by Dan Sullivan, who's a small book like this, and which you can finish in an hour. And I recently finished this one called the Dan Sullivan Question. And I think it's a really great book that I'd like to share, which may be useful for many of you. And the reason is that Dan Sullivan has been a successful entrepreneurial coach for the last 40 years. And he has built StrategicCoach with his wife and partner, Beth. And what happens is he himself has coached over 6,000 entrepreneurs, and StrategicCoach has helped over 20,000, among which are famous entrepreneurs such as X-Prize Foundation's founder, Peter Diamandis. So essentially, this is I would consider the coach of coaches. Okay, and the Dan Sullivan question is a question that he asks all his clients, and he actually has built this his entire organization on this foundation of this single question. And the question not only helps him to establish 200,000 annual income, like before the StrategicCoach was even started, but also many of his clients have applied the same question to their clients to great effect. Okay, to not only build long-term great successful relations, but also gain insights into how to help their clients the best. So you might be wondering, what is this quote-unquote Dan Sullivan question? What's the magic? Why is it so great? So essentially, this question is a very simple one. I'm going to read verbatim. What's the question? So the question is, if we were having this discussion 3 years from today, and you were looking back over those 3 years, what has to have happened in your life, both personally and professionally, for you to feel happy with your progress? Okay, so note that in this question, although it's a very simple question, there are 3 important aspects to it. The first is that you are talking about with someone who could be the client, a friend, an associate, a collaborator, about 3 years later. Okay, so just this assumption of we are going to having a conversation again 3 years later, this shows that assumes that we are going to have a long-term relation. Okay, so by answering this question, the person who answers is already agreeing to be building a long-term relation with you. Okay, if there's no long-term relation, if the person ceases, you are getting apart, right? 3 years later, then there's no point in answering this question, right? So this is the first thing. And the second thing is, a lot of the times when we are confused or unclear about what we should do, what our future is, it's usually because we're stuck in the present moment, in our present daily busy tasks. But if you were suddenly to be pulled out into 3 years and taking a sort of a reverse, backward perspective, then that actually frees up your mind into becoming more imaginative, and more, you start to be able to sort of be more free, at least in your mind, to be able to see at yourself from sort of a big picture view, as opposed to, being stuck at the current present moment, the busyness of the life. And the other thing is, the second important aspect is, it's asking both personal and professional gains or progress. So it's not just something like my professional goal. It could also be my health, my family, my relation. Okay, that's actually important for this person. So by answering this question, or by learning about the answers to these questions, you gain insights about this person's value system, the goals, aspirations, what's important for him or her. Okay, and the last thing is feel happy about your progress. So why happy? Why progress? It's because a lot of the times, especially successful entrepreneurs, what happens is we tend to become expected of certain things to happen. Like if you are already a successful executive at a company, then you're expected to continue that kind of same level of success, right? The next year and the year after that. So even if you achieve a lot, it could actually be just things that you or others are just expected of you, and may just see it as normal and being expected. It's not really something, even if achieved, that will make you happy. However, happiness is what most people are looking after, and what actually all of us are looking after. So by asking the question of what actually makes you happy with your progress, that actually also shows you what's truly important for this person, the person who answers the question. So let me use myself as an example to show how I would answer this question. So if we were to have this conversation 3 years later down the road, the first in my health, sort of my health relation psyche, this part, I actually would like to live in a different environment. Right now I'm living in Taiwan, but I really look forward to living in PEI, Canada. Okay, I've been there a few times in the past, and really thought it's a very nice, beautiful place. I really like to live there for pretty much the rest of my life, or at least as a long-term base for the foundation of my family and career. So 3 years later, if I can already start to believe there, even if not entirely, but at least regularly, okay, and travel between there and Taiwan, where I'm currently based on, then that would be wonderful. Okay, so that's the first one regarding my health, personal. And the second is about impact. So if we were having this conversation, I would be really happy if our crypto social impact fund, JCF, has already gotten 1 million users. That's enrolled, because JCF, Joint Commonwealth Fund, actually the goal is to allow basic income available to over 1 billion people by 2040. Okay, so I would thought that maybe having a 1 million user size, that would be really neat. That also makes us very different from a lot of the other financial service or crypto funds or crypto products, in the sense that it becomes a mass movement of sorts. And that's what we're really about. We're not really about just making more money. It's about bridging the wealth income gap and wealth inequality, and having more people be financially protected in this coming age of automation due to AI and robotics. Okay, and lastly, my third thing would be in terms of wealth. So I have this idea that I should be able to 10x my net worth every 5 years. But I think by that time, what I'm really looking at is be able to create a kind of a virtual world that can actually support millions of people within the that's actually a 10-year goal. So 3 years, I will be really happy if we can already be able to help over 1,000 people to basically communicate their message, their values through some kind of online course or webinar kind of funnel marketing to successfully convey their message and values. And this is what I'm currently doing with my third company, which is called Idea9 Marketing. So these are 3 things. The first, being able to live in PI. The second, have JCF have 1 million users. And the third, be able to help over 1,000 professionals to build, to spread their message through funnel marketing and online courses. So those are the 3 things that will make me really happy. And this is actually also what another one of my mentor, Benjamin Hardy, has talked about, the big 3. So we can always have, sort of a big 3 goal for our life, for our 10-year, for our 3 years, for our 1 year, for 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, 1 week, and today. So once you are clear about your big 3, you can also like move really quickly towards that. All right, so this is what I have to share for today. And if you really like and enjoy our program, please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or share this with your friends. And 52 weeks of Start is really a video record of my journey of becoming a social entrepreneur who can serve billions of people with social enterprises. That's kind of my long-term vision and goal for my future self, for myself. And I'd like to be able to record this and share it with the world, so that whether you are an entrepreneur or you're someone who is thinking of becoming one, you can now learn something useful and be benefit from this. And until then, see you next time. Thanks.